We now return to Let's Play Zeus. We're on our way home, and that's kind of what I thought. So now we can have the second colony. I'm not going to do that right away, obviously. We need to stay home and do some building. With a new colony providing you with valuable goods, Larissa is poised to become the wealthiest city in all the world. Already, cities around Greece are wondering how they ever lived without the goods that you provide. If you could provide even more items, then Larissa would be even more profitable. Establishing a second colony that has access to resources that your kingdom currently lacks will only add to Larissa's prosperity. Remember, when you are ready to establish a colony, do the goals, blah blah blah, okie doke. So we're a little bit sparse now, a little bit barren. This is Athena's temple, correct? Yeah. We are currently not available to be building any of that. So, we do need to be developing a little bit more. And this, I think we're done with this, right? Yep. So that can go away. That'll be a few more people there. And, man, now I kind of want to redo the palace area because this is not as grandiose. Even just how it looked in Naxos was a little bit more impressive than this. I might want to expand the walls a little bit. So the settlements, or the neighborhoods, I guess, that are closer to this area of town, I want to be a little bit nicer. So I think we'll just kind of avoid that for the moment and start bringing neighborhoods down here. So let's see what we can do here. I probably want it to come out this way, and then I'm going to want something like this. Now that is a major amount of space to take up. So if I do like a 1, 2, 1, 2, and maybe bring this up a little bit. What if we do like a T-junction thing? Because I don't necessarily want to do this, but that's a lot of space in the back here. And I didn't actually want this guy to be here at all, because he's only taking care of this. So worrying about this thing is a non-issue at the moment. So, but where is this going to connect up to the road? I mean, I guess I could do that, and then just kind of bring it in, and then make it all wiggy. I don't like that idea. 1, 2, 1, 2, so if we do a road, say here, we'll probably want it to line up here, but not necessarily connect. So what if we did... I mean, I could do a square kind of thing like this. 1, 2, 1, 2. So what's that give me here? 22, that's 11. So that's not going to be even. So if I bring it back one, that will give me a little bit of space in between the neighborhoods to maybe put gardens or whatever. So I can do something like this. That seems way too big. What did I do here? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh yeah, so there's going to be a major thing in the middle that's not... You know what? What if we... I don't like making my walkers inefficient, but what if we put something like this here and then made it kind of like a figure 8 thing? Would the walkers do a loop like this? And seeing as how it would be small enough like this, maybe that would be enough. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Why don't we try that for a neighborhood? Still the issue of this, which I guess can come in weird like that. But if we're going to do that, then I'm just going to have roadblocks by each other, so why don't we just jank all the roads around? What about bringing it out here? Because that's kind of far enough away. But if I did this... Because if I bring it down here, then these guys will probably use that road as a shortcut to get to here. Otherwise, they'd end up going all the way here or all the way... Yeah, so let's do that instead. Let's actually bring this down to this area. I kind of want to utilize the roadblocks that are already existing, but then that does just kind of make them look weird. Whatever. I think a single roadblock is more aesthetically pleasing than having two roadblocks right next to each other just for the sake of having my roads line up. But speaking of all those roadblocks, now I'm going to be just putting them everywhere to keep them contained within this, so that's... I mean, I was really hoping to avoid this, but there's really no way... I mean, I mentioned this when this series started. This game does not really enjoy that sort of thing, that free pathing everything everywhere. It just does not work so well. So, we will go ahead and... I mean, I guess I could just fill this in. I do want to break it up a little bit, though. So... your people already eat too much. What are you talking about? Too little. Okay, much too little, it says. And the population is not shrinking. It supports 768 people. I happen to have. How do I determine how many people I've got? Oh, dumbass! It's right up there. Okay. So we need to expand that just a little bit. That's doable though, so I'm not worried about that. Because this is going to cause really bad appeal, I will of course want to offset that. So maybe along the outside I should run... Well, no, see, because this is going to be the workers area. So it should kind of be run down and a little bit degenerate. It shouldn't really be super great to live here. But I don't want to make it terrible, because then it just won't do me any good gameplay-wise. So, what if we did 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2? So I could push this out, and since that spot is probably not going to be useful for anything, or this one... wait a minute. Because what I could do is something like that. Because if I'm putting houses along this road, too... they're going to have the same issue. So putting it here means that basically this spot becomes something, maybe a podium in the future, although I probably would move that. But I could put this here. Should we put a colony there? I don't think I want to put a colony here. Let's put a happiness here. We need to remind our peasant workers, our plebes, that they are happy. So we'll put that there right away, and we'll just do this. Something like that, and then we'll go ahead and put my good old bench right there. And of course we'll get this all locked in now. Okay, this is actually... see, this back end over here is where some of this beautification should go. So let's actually take that out. We'll put the gazebo here, and eventually we'll put a park in here. So this might not be too bad then with the appeal. Let's get them running again. Okay. And we'll bring all this in. And then we'll do a tax office in the middle here, how about? And then we'll just put another one of these here. That'll work out. Alright, so that'll be good for that. We're going to need to get ourselves a food vendor up in here. So we're going to have to see where these... Okay, that one did make a loop. Looped around there. I feel like this is going to end up in chaos. It does seem to be working so far, though. It does make the figure 8. Man, he goes all over the place. He has no set pattern with this many choices. I feel like this is going to end in tears at some point. Ah, tribute, thank you. Alright, well, whilst that's going on, before we have too many issues with it, let's go ahead and come back up here, because we need to deal with food, apparently. Onion farm. So at what point do I want to break off a little bit of a road? I guess right there. So we'll do that. See, I just don't like... I mean, I've always done it this way, where you just put a bunch of stuff out here. So there's going to be a bunch of farms here, but for the purposes of what we're trying to do in this Let's Play, that just doesn't look so good. there is a ton of marble there. Which... masonry shop, right. So we did determine that it's not... it's coming here only to empty out the masonry shops, but it's not doing me any favors otherwise. It is not going from here to where... see, delivery men are awaiting instructions, so they're not even getting rid of it. So this serves no real purpose for me. I guess... we do have a lot of people now. I guess I can go ahead and get started with this. I mean... there's really not a reason not to, right? They can have that started. Because all we're missing here is sculpture. That's okay. This is going to need water, isn't it? Yeah. So we can do that. So putting it here means it's going to come out the top most of the time, correct? We just play it safe and not do it this way. Kind of offset it there. But... yeah, okay. We'll do that. That's fine. Okay, so let's do a builder. I'll just have the builders on the inside of this for now. Because... why not? Yeah, why not? They'll just have to go up the hill. So let's start working on Athena's deal here. And we do have our olive oil going, correct? Yeah, he's bringing it. Okay, so we're all good there. Seem to be safe for now. And how are we doing now on food? We now have plenty of food. That's excellent to hear because we're now down to 29 people. So why don't we go ahead and just get one of these things started. We'll move fleece sort of away so it doesn't get all caught up in the food. We'll just get that going there. We're definitely not going to get enough out of tribute if we're only going to get 8. So I may actually have to pay attention a little bit more to my messages. See, there's an emptiness of food here, but we definitely have plenty hanging out. I suppose I could just go ahead and start building a... because they sell wheat and fleece, and would buy olive oil and sculpture, strangely enough. Let's go ahead and build a thing to Naxos. Probably won't be using it right away, but we'll have it nonetheless. And just for the sake of completeness, we'll go ahead and put that there. Could ultimately be useless, though, because I am going to have the wall. Well, no, I'm going to have the wall probably on the inside, so that this... actually, that works out well, then, because this guy hits the loop now, so I could put things along the inside here if I wanted to. We'll see. Okay. So this is doing whatever it's doing, and why do we have so much here? Somebody's walking, probably the athlete, that's why. That's why. It's because this guy is going from here to become an athlete, and it is giving them a little bit more culture than they really need right now. That's what they're after. So that's a little bit of a... oh no. Ah, I see my flaw here. I see my fatal flaw. There's no way to bring the... actually, there is. Let's see. Hazards. We will get that out. Thankfully, this guy still appears like he's going to go. Waddle over there to put that warehouse out. Just in time, it would appear. Good. So with that in mind, really, that would be the only one that would be in danger, and as it continually catches fire, it appears that the inspector could make it there all the time. That works out alright. Why are they only taking so many? I guess because we received these for something, didn't we? Yeah. What's your deal? appeal, of course. Well, that'll build up eventually later. So these guys now, we just have to accept the fact, I suppose, that they will have 2 avenues of culture being over here. And that's okay, because this will be heading towards the new elite area out that way. So I'm okay with that. Have we... I can't even tell right now. Where are my... I have a ton of wood in this that I am selling. Oh, right, because it's up here. I don't have them down with my industry. Alright. So what else could we be doing then? We got a lot of people yet to come in. How's the food situation? Still very plentiful. Okay. I thought... oh yes, this. This is where I wanted to put that. Money-wise, we're doing fantastic. How did we get that much money? That's not carryover money, is it? Surely not. Have we always had this much money? I feel like this is carryover. I should have paid attention to what we... It didn't start me over in the money when I got to my colony. Oh, that's okay. We can go ahead and take our wall now. And at least get started filling in the corner here. Want to do a tower for sure here. But I might end up doing a couple kind of in the middle there. Not right now. Alright, we seem to be doing fine there. Again, we've got 100 people. What should I be using them towards? Plenty of food. How is hygiene? Hygiene for this area is pretty poor, and if I'd thought about this a little bit better, I could maybe have put this down. As it is now, I'm going to have it in multiple places, which is not super ideal. And I'm going to have it offset just a bit. Otherwise it's going to catch up and be incorporated into a part of the city that I don't want it to go running off into. So, I mean, I'm okay with having multiple infirmaries, I guess. Just for the sake of efficiency, I'd kind of like them to share, but I guess they don't really like to share. Hygiene is excellent, even though I had switched to say that before I put this in. That's weird. Yeah, appeal. Bad appeal. Which is okay, because we can do something. I don't know. Let's put a flower garden behind this, because we'll need to catch this up somehow. Well, we'll do something with that. So this road will extend here, and this actually makes this now... No. Now, no! Leave me alone. Makes this bad, because if I put that road there, they're going to start walking out here. So this now has to be moved. It was a good idea until I realized it wasn't. So now we can just kind of draw this out here to see. We'll put something else in here. Let's, how about a gazebo on this end? For whatever reason. This is going to take a lot to remove the appeal. Oh, interesting. It didn't take nearly as much as I thought. And, you know, since this will kind of be on the outside, I think I've got room for one more housing block over here. What do these guys just need? Culture? They really just need culture. So, for them, I think maybe I'll want a destination building in here, because if I build a... Oh, okay, it was these guys walking together. I was noticing my food guy looked like he had Hermes shoes on. If I build a gymnasium, which is the simplest to build, it's actually going to end up duplicating the types of culture providers, which will boost them up a bit. Now, I don't have to provide fleece to these guys. That would stymie their culture, so I could actually get away with doing that. I don't know, I think we just need to Oh my, that's not good at all. Let's do... Oh, here we go. Still, though, I mean... They will fill it up eventually, but that's kind of a little ways away. So what else can we do right now? I guess we could start getting the elite houses going. Or where are we at with this temple? Probably waiting on sculpture at this point. So let's go ahead, bring in some... Oh, nope, I can't get it from there. Olive oil and wine and fleece. Okay, so now we need to go find a friend who will provide me with bronze. Would that be new? New? Well, okay, so Phoenicia provides sculpture straight up, so does Egypt. Egypt buys armor and wine, whereas Phoenicia buys... So we'd want to go with Egypt. Yeah, boy, that's crummy. I was kind of hoping for some source, because I can make Hephaestus' temple, and really that's what I should be doing anyway. I should be building Hephaestus so I'm not wasting a lot of money on the sculpture. I'll need sculpture, of course, to build Hephaestus' temple, but then we can be using him to build sculpture for the other gods, which is slightly more efficient. So let's go ahead and halt construction on this for a moment. And I should... Yeah, I do. I've got enough marble to put down Hephaestus. And should we put this kind of like this? I'd like to get a road around it if I could. I guess it'll go there. Because if I don't have a road, then he's not gonna... The workers aren't gonna be able to access one of the nodes, correct? Yeah. So it has to be surroundable, which would put it here. It has to be here. Okay. This time we'll put the road on the inside and connect up like so. Alright. So they will now be working on that instead. Wrong key. Which now gives me access to this, and we can beautify the hill a little bit, make some neat things. So that'll be nice. Does mean that I can't build a wall up in here, but that's alright. It'll just be out of the wall unless, like I said before, I intend to rerun the wall around here and go that way with it. But yeah, I should definitely be focusing on that.
To have your people well fed.
That works out pretty well there. So we seem to be... Oh yes, we seem to be doing very well as far as that goes. They are now bringing it down. That's good. Although it seems to me...
Who am I, Odysseus?
Yeah, they're coming straight from the farm. This really isn't working the way I'd hoped it was. Now they're coming straight from the key. Yeah. So this relay system really isn't working out the way I'd hoped. Olympian Games, is that ours? We're about to begin. But is that here? I thought that I built this because we won the last one. Isn't that what this is about, this athlete monument? We won that one and then we're going to host it, right? Competitions for another 34 days. No? Well, no one's leaving the city, so it must be in town here.
I'm sure there are worse places in Greece.
Extra workers. Well, we could lower the wage. As a temporary thing. That really only lowers it to 12%. I think it screams at you until it's 10%. This might... there's no unrest. So I guess that's okay. Speaking of, maybe we could start putting this in to soak up some people. We'll have plenty of people in this town. So why don't we do that? Why don't we put down a guard tower in town? Kind of putting it right here is a little bit, but whatever. It'll go. So now I have to decide, do I want to put gardens along back here, or do I want to save a spot potentially for a... No, because they've already got a culture building. Although, would this be... I don't know what level I want these guys at. Do I want them staying at Hovel? I mean, I don't want these guys to stay in Shack. I want them to go up a little bit more. But I don't have a podium yet. Yeah, podium's the only way that these guys are going to get to evolve, unless, like I said, I put a gymnasium down, which I could. What are we looking at here? Philosophy is terrible. Pythians are bad, below average. So gymnasiums are above average, but they're not perfect. So we've only got one, I guess. So I could put a second one down here. Which I guess is, yeah, okay, we'll put it there. Part of the, we'll make this part of the worker culture, is keeping them in shape. What can I put in the back here? Which, interestingly, was actually kind of a thing. Once upon a time. I was reading a thing prior to the Second World War. Some of the socialist movements and the workers' movements in Europe were actually trying to spread sort of... I guess basically a workers' athletic movement. It was about staying sober and sort of taking on the vice of the working class, spending all their money drinking that they basically spent all week earning, and a lot of it incorporated sports competitions, athletic competitions, I should say, not so much straight up sports, but things more along the lines of gymnastics and I guess what we might consider track and field. So this is definitely not enough growers to cultivate all of our trees here. Okay, we're doing okay there, but we still need to get sculpture, which means we still need to have... We got Thebes, Mycenae, and Naxos. We still need to have Egypt. So, right, I wanted that for triremes, so let's put down... Or do I want that for triremes? Because we're not going to get... We're going to get 2 over here. Well, I mean, either way, really. Because that's... Yeah, no, that's not going to work. Unless I did... Now, see, this one would be interesting. Let's look at what a trireme takes up. That has to be too much on land. I was thinking that if it only took up 3 along the shore there, I could squeeze that in, and because there would be a gap between the 2 ports... I could run a road in there, but yeah, that's not going to work out so hot. And this is also going to give me a little bit of a conundrum, where now... Well, I imagine he'll split. I imagine it will take his attention and split it. So let's go ahead and just do this, right here. And we'll run it along that side, because I think that's going to be enough for the trireme. Oh no, I'm only gonna get 1 trireme here. Well, yes. That's not desirable at all. Well, I mean, I guess that I could then utilize a separate... But if I'm going to do a separate thing here with this guy, with the inspector, then I'll probably want an inspector closer so he can make the loop I'm about to create up here. Just enough food, just enough to plenty. I would disagree with this and say we need a little bit more. So maybe kind of go like that. Something like that. Now, clearly I'm going to want an actual loop. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Is that too much to make a loop? I guess we'll find out in a minute here. I don't know. I'll leave that for a minute. We need to have sculpture. We need to have a mere 6 sculpture. And I suppose we can do... Well, why don't we develop this area down here, because this is going to need to be something as well, isn't it? So let's just have this here for a moment. I was actually thinking of putting the granary on this side, wasn't I? Dang it. And if I did that, that would be just enough for another warehouse on that side. Okay. So let's take sculpture. We'll just accept it so it moves to there, and then it'll be all on its own to be dragged halfway across the city. While we're at this... Oh yeah, he's in the way.
My slithering Scylla, and do
Oh
your worst.
no, but she's a water monster. Alright. Well, that's going to be a little bit harmful because we are relying on trade to... Oh no, I hope she doesn't go and come in. Here she comes. Okay, pause. We are going to need Odysseus. Now, Odysseus, I think, is the finicky one, isn't he? Put this down. 8 elite houses, excellent citywide health, jugs of amphora, and wine. Well, no. Jugs of oil, amphora of wine. There you go. Okay, so he's not terribly finicky. It must be Theseus is who I'm thinking of, the one that needs to be near the palace, and you have to have good appeal around the palace, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, that's fine. I did sort of leave room for his hall, so I will put him there after we have that removed. And we'll have to shift gears, I guess. We will, in fact... Oh, my God. What are you doing? We will have to start working on the elite neighborhoods after all. And that's fine. I should have plenty of workers. The low pay is not causing unrest, and hygiene is excellent, so that's still okay. Where did I just see this? Halted Athena, this needs materials. What materials? Probably sculpture, correct? Possibly wood. Okay, wood. So that means I guess I need to stop selling that for a moment, because it's being diverted. Is it full? I mean, we're selling 12 of 12, and we've got half of the amount. Oh, whatever. Okay. Well, we'll start diverting some of that wood down, and try and get that built as quickly as possible. That is kind of a pain. I mean, not just kind of, it's a lot of a pain. And, yeah, I guess that's where we'll go from here. So, I am going to end this one here, and we'll begin development of another wing of the city next time.